All right. Girlfriend in fantasy league. Hey, Bill, love the podcast, but thank you. I've been in a fantasy football league for 10 years. It was started by one of my best friends and has been the same 12 guys for a decade. I don't even know bands that have been together that long. So this year, my buddy who started the league decided to boot out 2 lifelong members in favor of his girlfriend and the girlfriend of a friend of ours. Wait a minute. Did those other 2 guys who got booted, did they do anything? I mean, if he was going to add the ladies, why did those other 2 guys have to leave? Wow. All right. Okay. Well, I'm sucked into this story. He said, I immediately called bullshit and said point blank to his face, if she wasn't sucking your dick, then she wouldn't be in the league. Oh, dude. That right there is a game changer. You can't say it. What if he marries this woman? Always, there's a rule for you guys. Always be careful what you say about the woman your guy is with, because you never fucking know. You never know. And I'm sure there's some listeners that have stories, and if you'd like to contribute them to the podcast, where, you know what's even fucking worse? Is when your buddy, he says fucked up shit about the girl. You know? About what a whore she is in bed, and she's fucking his brains out, blah, 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 and tells you all these details. And then the jackass ends up falling for her, and then he has to fucking break up with you because he's not going to break up with her, because every time he looks at you, he thinks, oh, you know, he knows how this girl, my future wife, sucks my dick, you know? Anyways, plowing ahead. He's trying to defend his decision by saying she at least knows a little about sports. Dude, this is awful. This guy wasn't raised right, man. This is fucking terrible. He said the fact of the matter is that she is from New York and knows who the Jets are. That's the extent of her football knowledge. He thinks I'm overreacting. You're not overreacting. He didn't ask anybody else. You've had 12 for the last 10 years, and he just removed 2 of the original band members. Dude, this isn't even funny. This is really upsetting to me. He thinks I'm overreacting, but I think of it the same scenario if you have one night a year to have a guy's night with your buddies, and then you get to the bar, you see that your friend has invited his girlfriend to guy's night. Exactly. He even told me that she's the one who asked if she could join, which obviously to me means he had no intentions of inviting her, but when he was backed into the corner, his balls shot up into his throat, and he couldn't say no. Exactly. It's not just a fantasy league, but a clear indication that she's going to slowly start chipping away at everything else in the rest of his life. Exactly. In summation, his girlfriend wanted in, and he crumbled and said yes. Am I reading too much into this? Am I overreacting? I'd like to know, because he's getting pissed at me for being pissed at him. Absolutely not, sir. Everything that I was going to tell you, you already know, and you wrote in this email. Okay? You ran down the mats. You went off the little fucking springy board. You hit the fucking hobby horse. You did your little fucking Mary Lou Retton flip, and you stuck the landing. You get a perfect 10 on that one, sir. You are 100% right. You know what? You know what my move would be? I would start my own fantasy league. All right? And I would invite everybody else in that fucking league. Well, I wouldn't do that, because that's a chick move. Make people decide. This is what I wouldn't be as harsh with him and just be like, no, dude, what you did was absolute bullshit. And I guarantee you, I would tell him it. She's going to start chipping away with you, at your life. Your balls are up in your throat. But that's going to end your friendship with him. But here's the deal, dude. There are other fantasy football leagues to join. All right? And that's one of those ugly things about that chapter of guys' lives after college. You know, when you went to grade school together, or you met them in guys in college or whatever, but you guys have this unbelievable bond, like you went to fucking war together. If one of your friends is a pussy, you know, he has a chance of meeting somebody who's going to splinter the group. You know, and this isn't an anti-woman thing. This is more like an anti-pussy guy kind of thing, where there are controlling, suffocating people on both sides, men and women. And I know that there's women listening, and one of their best girlfriends started dating some fucking overbearing, insecure douchebag guy, and the first thing they do is they cut him off from their friends, and then it's the coworkers, then the friends, and then their family. And they stick him under a fucking little glass or something. So, yeah, you know what, dude? The sad thing is you're going to lose a couple of friends. Sometimes that happens, and you just have to be content about it. And and I think it's really important for men and women to have men-only and women-only social events that they can go to once a week or a couple times a month and just hang out with the fellas or hang out with the ladies and just whatever. I think it's really, really healthy. It gives you something to look forward to. It gives you a place where you can just vent about anything you fucking want in a group of people that 100% is going to understand, and you don't have to worry about hurting anybody's feelings or offending on anybody. I think it's really, really fucking healthy. And this guy's fucking with that, and he didn't put it to a vote. What is he, the grand poobah of this shit? I don't know. There's so many ways you can go with that, depending on how much you want to stir up the pot. You guys should put it to the vote. This would be great. Put it to a vote. Dude, have this be like your Arab Spring, but with a fantasy football league, and just vote that cunt out, and then you become the dictator, and you move into the palace. How about that? Whatever, dude. You're 100% right. I would choose my words a little more carefully. Don't say that he didn't have the balls. Just say, listen, this was something that we did together for 12 years, and I'm really disappointed and shocked that you made this big a move and removed 2 other members and didn't include anybody else in it. I don't think that it was done right, and I think we should put this to a vote. That's what we should do. And if he gets mad and he starts yelling, don't lose your cool. Just keep stating your opinion calmly. And, if he's going to be a bitch about it, let him be a bitch about it. And I would actually, for your own health... Dude, all the things she knows is she's going to be like, wait a minute, who's that? Oh, my God, I don't know anything. She's going to try to do that. You know that thing where women try to act like they're dumb because they think it's cute? You know what I would do, sir? I would just cut your losses. Just fucking... I don't know. The more I think about it, the more annoyed I'm getting, and it's ruined my fucking day, and I'm not even in it. I don't even like fantasy football.